I saw this article today that says man takes wife's business class upgrade and leaves her to sit by herself during start of their honeymoon. And as you can see right here, said the man's wife wrote on Reddit that he suffers from travel-related anxiety and she was hurt. He ditched her at the start of their vacation. Apparently, as the couple was boarding the plane, one of the employees let him know that his seat had been upgraded to first class because of points that his now wife had accrued. So the wife butts in and goes, "No, we don't want to be separated. It's our honeymoon." And he goes, "No, it's fine. I'll go to business class." His excuse was he has travel-related anxiety and it made him feel better to be in first class. Now here's what adds insult to injury, okay? He comes out of first class and offers her half of his breakfast from first class. Now, I do struggle with extreme anxiety. I also have autism. Those of you who have been following my content for a while know that. If I'm traveling by myself, that's one thing. I'll just have to deal with it. If I get a business class upgrade, amazing. But if I'm traveling with someone, I'm going to get support and comfort from leaning on them as my support system. I'm going to want to stick with them. I'm not going to want to be separated from them. Also, it was her points. So if anything, it should have been her getting that upgraded seat. You know, him saying, "You know what, it's your points, you take the seat." Also, that's your honeymoon. That's like the most romantic time, in your relationship. Of course, there's going to be other romantic times if you have a healthy relationship. But you see what I'm saying? You're not going to want to be separated from your partner. This is why I be like, fuck these dudes. They show you time and time and time again that they just don't give a fuck about you. That it's them versus the world. 9 times out of 10, we are going to be the ones trying to keep everything together, trying to keep us focused and moving forward as a team. And they're going to be the ones thinking for themselves and their own comfort. I saw an article similar to this last year where a man left his wife and his kids to sit with everybody else, and he went to sit up in first class because the kids were getting on his nerves and he needed rest. And of course, you made excuses for him. He needs his rest, yada, yada, yada. He works, this, that, yada, yada, yada. Sure. I am in no rush to get married. I am team, take your fucking time. I am team, I need to see you in every phase. I am team, I ain't gotta be married, okay? Some of y'all do, good for you. Maybe it's my age, but I'm past that. But my advice to women is stop rushing. Stop rushing. You do not have to be married by any fucking age. You don't have to have the title so you can gain the respect of people who ain't paying your fucking bills. You need to see these dudes, in different scenarios, okay? Different seasons, financial situations, high stress situations. And the honeymoon phase, the new couples phase, the googly eyes phase needs to be long gone, okay? Because it's easy to put on a show in the first beginning when everything's new and mysterious and you're still learning about each other. It's all easy then. But when the dust settles, when some time has passed, when you think I ain't going nowhere and I am easily able to be like, fuck off, I need to see it. I need to see high stress. But when you're in a mad rush, a lot of these red flags get overlooked or ignored because you want to get to the aisle by any means necessary. And listen, I am not saying this is your fault. I've heard so many people be like, why is it always put on the women? Listen, it's not your fault that that man is an asshole. But I will say this, because we want this. I heard somebody say this. We want the support of women. We want the support of the community without the accountability of the community. We want us to have open arms and come here, sis, when things go wrong. But we don't want anybody saying anything in the midst of it when we're on the outside looking in and we can see okay, I'm going off on a tangent. It's not your fault that the dude is an asshole. That is not your fault. But once they show you that they are an asshole, it is up to you to decide how to proceed, okay? It's one thing if you don't know any better, okay? I know a lot of women who watch my content who are like, I wish I had someone around like you when I was in my 20s, because I had no idea this shit. I'm not talking about that. But once you know better, okay, once you know this ain't right, it is then up to you to decide how to proceed, okay? Okay. I also understand not being able to leave if you got kids or if you ain't got no money. I know you can't leave right away, but I understand that sometimes things make a plan. I'm not talking about if you got to take time to make a plan, okay? I'm not talking about if you got to take time to make a plan. Some of y'all are still not going to hear that. But once you see the red flags, once you know what's wrong, if you decide to stay and accept it, or stay and you have a partner that's willing to, see the wrong in that and take accountability and change, or if you have a partner that's not taking accountability and they're not going to change and you're staying, okay, that's when it's like, okay, sis, you know how this person is. Are we making a plan or are we going to stay? This is why I say it's important to decenter men. Not to be confused with me saying don't get in a relationship and don't get married. A lot of y'all see when I say decenter men, you think that means don't get into a relationship, because a lot of you assholes can't get into a relationship unless you're centering men. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. But when you are able to decenter men, you're able to be like, look, hey, first of all, this is our honeymoon. What the fuck? And second of all, these are my points. So if anybody's getting upgraded, it's going to be me. If you got anxiety, your ass is finna sit by me and I'm gonna hold your hand. But no, we're not finna have this. What's going on? And if you don't feel comfortable enough to advocate for yourself, I've done a couple videos. Maybe I need to do some more videos on signs that you're not ready to be in a relationship. One of the biggest signs that you're not ready to be in a relationship is the inability to be able to advocate for yourself. Not feeling comfortable saying, hey, this isn't right. This doesn't feel comfortable, because you don't want them to get mad at you. If you're in a relationship with someone and you're afraid to express, hey, this bothers me, this hurts me, this isn't right, because you're afraid that they're going to get mad at you, you're in the relationship with the wrong person, okay? You are setting yourself up to be taken advantage of, whether it be intentionally by that person or unintentionally by that person, because you never speak up and say anything. So no, it's not your fault. Don't give me the mashugana about why is it always on the women. I'm not saying it's your fault that the guy is a dick, okay? But once you know that he is a dick, once you know that the dick behavior is wrong, how you proceed is your responsibility, and you will reap the benefits or the consequences of whichever way that you decide to go. And I'm telling you this because I love you. And because I'm your sister friend, of course, if you go out here and you fuck around and find out, I'm going to be there for you. But I'm also, in the meantime, going to continue to educate you so that hopefully you can avoid getting in those situations in the first place. If you're in one of those situations, I'm going to be the sister friend that's like, hey girl, this ain't right. Okay, I know you see this. I know you saw that. And then if you come to me with, crying because something happens, I'm going to have open arms. I'm going to love on you for sure. But I'm also going to be like, okay, sis, let's learn from this so we don't do this again. Again, because I love you. That's it. That's it.